How we doing, guys? Dime Day She here, and today Mason Greenwood's contract has officially been mutually terminated by Manchester United. I know some people are giddy today; they're happy. I know, but this is how it is. When you stand on your square, I said there was a 90% chance of him coming back. I'm not hiding from that. You go look at my past videos. There's nothing to hide, and there's obviously a 10% chance that he could not come back, and it fell into the 10%. Not surprised at all. This is just how it is, man. So. Nowhere to hide, egg on the face, whatever. It is what it is. But I'm going to get on here. I'm going to talk about this. We're going to talk about his statement, what he's come out and said. And yeah, we're just going to go from there. Let's read the statement. So when it comes to the statements, smash the like button, comment, and subscribe. You guys already know the deal. I appreciate the support. 1.3 thousand subscribers. Much love. Club statement on Mason Greenwood. Manchester United has concluded its internal investigation into the allegations made against Mason Greenwood. Our process commenced in February 2023 following all charges against Mason being dropped. Throughout, we have taken into account the wishes, rights, and perspective of the alleged victim along with the club's standard and values and such to collate as much information and context as possible. This has required us to proceed with sensitivity and care to obtain evidence not in the public domain, including from those with direct knowledge. Based on the evidence available to us, we have concluded that the material posted online did not provide a full picture and that Mason did not commit the offenses in respect of what he was originally charged. That said, as Mason publicly acknowledges today, he has made mistakes which he has taken responsibility for. All those involved, including Mason, recognize the difficulties with him recommencing his career at Man United. It has therefore been mutually agreed that it would be most appropriate for him to do so away from Man United, Old Trafford. And we will now work with Mason to achieve that outcome. Let's read Mason Greenwood's statement. This is what he's come out and said to the media. I want to start by saying that people will judge me because of what they have seen and heard on social media. And I know people will think the worst. I was brought up to know that violence or abuse in any relationship is wrong. I did not do the things I was accused of. And in February, I was cleared of all charges. However, I fully accept I make mistakes in my relationships. And I take my share of responsibilities for the situation which led to the social media post. I am learning to understand my responsibilities, to set a good example as a professional footballer, and I focus on the big responsibility of being a father as well as a good partner. Today's decision has been a collaborative process between Manchester United, my family, and me, and the best decision for us all is for me to continue my footballing career away from Man United, where my presence will not be a distraction for the club. I thank the club for their support since I joined age 7. There will always be a part of me which is United. I am enormously grateful to my family and all my loved ones for their support. It is now time for me to repay that trust for those around me and have shown. I intend to be a better footballer, but most importantly, a good father, a better person, and to use my talents in a positive way on and off the field. That is what Mason Greenwood has said. So this is all but done at this point. Fabrizio Romano coming out with that. So you already know when Fabrizio comes out with something, that's pretty much it with that statement. So that's him. Now, Richard Arnold, the chief executive, obviously he's a tier down below the Glazers. He is the chief executive of Manchester United. Let's hear what Richard Arnold had to say about the Mason Greenwood situation. Now that we have concluded and announced the outcome of the club's investigation on the Mason Greenwood, I want to be direct and transparent with our fans about the process and the reasons for our decision. This was an internal disciplinary investigation between the employer and employee, which would ordinarily take place outside of the public eye, given the public nature of the allegations in Mason's profile. I acknowledge that this was not an ordinary situation, but I feel it is important. But I felt it important that we still follow the process and, so far as possible, avoid media comment until we've made a definitive decision. When the audio footage and imagery was posted online in January 2022, my feelings were of shock and concern for the alleged victim. Her welfare, wishes, and perspective have been central to the club's approach ever since and have the club's standards and values. While we immediately concluded that Mason should be suspended pending investigation, we were also conscious of our duty and care towards him and the importance of making a decision based on full information. Until February this year, this was a matter for the police, the Crown Prosecution Service, Manchester Police. It was only when charges were dropped that the clubs discussed the allegations with Mason and others involved in the case. Our investigation sought to collate as much evidence as possible to establish facts and context. This was not quick nor a straightforward process. It was essential for us to respect the rights. So instead of just going through the rights, also we have limited powers on the investigation, which means we were relying on third-party cooperation. Timings have been influenced by my desire to minimize the impact of the investigation on our men's and women's team. While we were unable to access certain evidence for reasons we respect, the evidence we did not collate led us to conclude that Mason did not commit the acts he was charged for. I am restricted as to what I can say for legal reasons, including the alleged victim's ongoing right to anonymity. But I am able to share the following with you, which should give you some insight to the complexity of the case. The alleged victim requested the police to drop their investigation in April 2022. We were provided with an alternative explanation for the audio recordings, which was a short excerpt from a much longer recording, and for the images posted. The alleged victim's family participated in the process and were given the opportunity to review and correct our factual findings. Last week, the media reported that we had decided to reintegrate Mason and that elements of a plan to do so had been leaked to them. Reintegration was one of the outcomes we considered and planned for context. So they were planning to bring him back. This is what I was saying. They were planning to bring him back. The outlash, I saw on Twitter people talking about they were going to go on strike and quit at Manchester United if he came back. All that stuff, all the stuff online played a big part in him not coming back. Because I was like, man, they're going to bring him back. There's no way they don't. And here we are. Because of online court. Man, it's ridiculous, but it is what it is. For context, over the course of the past 6 months, several outcomes have been contemplated and planned for, and my view has evolved and our process progressed. While the ultimate decision rested with me, I was taking various factors and views into account right up to the point of my finalizing decision. While I am satisfied that Mason did not commit the acts he was charged with, Mason's acceptance that he has made mistakes which he takes responsibility for, I am also mindful of the challenge that Greenwood will face rebuilding his career and raising a child together with his partner in the harsh spotlight of Man United. Further, this case has provoked strong opinions, online opinions, of people who don't know the story behind the scenes, who don't really know what's 100% going on. Even me, it doesn't matter. Nobody knows what really went on behind the scenes. They just saw the things online and just took that at face value. And that's the problem with today's society. That's what people do. They see one thing and they go repeat the same dumb shit over and over again, and it might not even be true. It's ridiculous. And it is my responsibility to minimize any distraction to the unity we are seeking within the club. Although we have decided that Greenwood will seek to rebuild his career away from United, that does not signal the end of this matter. The club will continue to offer its support both to the victim and Mason Greenwood to help them rebuild and move forward positively with their lives. So that's what Richard Arnold has come out and said, his press release. And yeah, that's it, man. Almost 20 videos, 2 years of talking about this, and this is where it lands, man. And you know what, man? I stood on my square. I said he was going to come back. I'm not hiding away from that at all. Why? There's nothing to hide from. You know? And it is what it is, man. And we go on from here. So this will be interesting what club Mason Greenwood does go to next. And yeah, man. I mean, but just the outlash on social media. Stuff got leaked to the press, to the media, of him trying to do a rebuild, trying to come back to Man United. And people didn't take that too lightly. I mean, just post after post. His name on Twitter has been like #1 trending for like the past week. It's crazy, this situation. Even people who don't watch the sport are chiming in. It's just ridiculous, man. You got people comparing it to the Chris Brown thing. I don't even really. Like I said, this is a completely this is sport outside of sport. That's celebrity stuff. This is a little bit different. I mean, this is a different circumstance, but some people are going to say it's the exact same thing. But to each their own, man. It is what it is, man. So, but, you know, make sure you guys smash that button, comment, and subscribe. Click on my content up here. It is what it is. Let me know down below what you guys think, man. Mason Greenwood has officially left. Hope people are happy. There you go. There you go. Yay. Whatever. Click on my content up here. It's been bananas, you guys. Much love. And I'm out. Peace.